Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Jones and I'm going to be talking about the 3D printing aspect of our project. So we decided to use 3D printing to create our prosthetic so that other people could recreate our design using different forums and things like that once we upload it to the internet, and also to be as cost effective as possible. So to begin, I just uploaded the files from the USB to the computer, which is connected to the 3D printers in the office. And we used Simplify 3D to put all of the different pieces that needed to be printed on a single plane. And it added additional prints in between the pieces to ensure that they all kind of stayed in their place as a support print. Unfortunately, for the first print, we used the Modx 60 V3 large scale printer. It has a single print head and it's an open print, and we used that one because it was going to be faster, and even though it's not as precise, we could get all of our pieces printed on one go and it was only going to take a day or two. Unfortunately, that one failed in the middle of the night. The extruder had some kind of failure, and then we couldn't use that printer anymore. So from there, we went to the Ultimaker 3 printer, which is more precise and uses dual extrusion. We were using PLA filament because it's easy to print and it's biodegradable. It's made from biomaterials such as corn. So once we got that printer up and going, we printed the base and the support, the main piece of our prosthetic, which would be the back of the hand, and then the piece that would connect there to hold the prosthetic onto the person's arm or their limb. So that print actually took 2.5 days to complete for just that piece because the new printer was much more precise. So now we're just waiting to complete the prints. The other pieces are being printed now as we speak, and we're just waiting on those to be finished for our final report.
When an arm, hand, or other extremity is amputated or lost, a prosthetic device can play an important role in rehabilitation. For many people, an artificial limb is designed to improve someone's quality of life by restoring a function or mobility and the ability to manage daily activities, as well as provide the means to stay independent. The key to improving outcomes for those who have lost limbs is to ensure that they receive appropriate and comprehensive interdisciplinary care to address both their physical and psychosocial needs. Fundamental to the rehabilitative care and recovery of many people who have lost limbs is their fitting for and training on the use of prostheses. Increased prosthetic usage is associated with higher levels of employment, increased quality of life, decreased phantom limb pain, and lower levels of general psychiatric symptoms. Additionally, prosthetic use has been shown to facilitate a reduction in secondary health issues and therefore a larger degree of mobility and functional independence for those with amputation. Prosthetics are in such a high demand today, and we need to work towards making artificial limbs easily accessible to anyone who is in need.
Hey y'all, my name is Mark Anthony Letavish, and I'm going to piggyback on Kelsey talking about the 3D printed aspect of our project. To begin, I'm going to touch on the cost effectiveness of 3D printing. So 3D printing is not very labor intensive for humans. All we have to do is plug into a software, take the software, and then plug it into the 3D printer, and then the 3D printer goes to work. Usually when using a 3D printer, you use plastic material, which is mainly recycled, from plastic water bottles to plastic food containers. Pretty much any plastic that you can think of can be recycled and transferred into 3D printing material. Also, using a 3D printer, there's a safe fabrication process. Like I said earlier, you just plug it into a software goes to work within the 3D printer. So there's really no hands-on that we have to deal with to risk injuries or any of that stuff when dealing with 3D printing. Also, with 3D printing, you're able to customize it per individual. You have the customizable software that you can use, so you can change the size, you can change the shape, you can adjust, the length of the. Like for our project, you can adjust the length of the total arm. You can change the hand size, the finger width, that sort of stuff. Also, for using prosthetics, it's not always, pleasing some of the prosthetics that we have now. However, with ours, you're able to do the color. You're also able to, if you wanted, you could add stickers to it. kind of go off the uniqueness that you want. And then also, when 3D printing a prosthetic, the more unique you can make it, the more it will offset the negative appeal of those who need prosthetics.
Hey everyone, my name is Mason. I'll be going over some of the reasons why we chose our particular design. As mentioned before, it's very cost effective as we were able to 3D print our project, which, obviously 3D printing is a little cheaper than making it out of other material. Also with 3D printing, we were able to customize the color, we're able to customize the size, so each client can say, hey, we want this color, or if they have a different hand size, we're able to do that when it comes to 3D printing. Another thing we really took into consideration when designing our product was how it looked. So we noticed a lot of the other prosthetic hands on the market right now, they're not necessarily the best to look at. They don't really look that good. So we wanted to make sure our design was sleek, it was good, it was modern, and I think we accomplished that. If you look towards the middle of your screen, you'll see the wrist part of our hand, and the slots you see is where a Velcro strap will be attached. And basically that Velcro strap tightens to the limb that they have. And we also designed it this way so it's easy to take on and off. All you have to do is either strap on the Velcro to put it on or unstrap it to take it off. And it was really easy to take on and off.
When trying to print these smaller pieces for our project, so the fingers and the joints for the prosthetic, the printer extruder actually failed yet again, and we've spent the last week or so trying to get that fixed and troubleshooting and trying to get the printer fixed. So that was kind of something that we hadn't expected to go wrong, or hadn't expected it to cause so much of a time delay. So once we get the printer fixed, we will continue with our project and we will finish it and get the last pieces printed so that we can put the prosthetic together.